how do I start the actual construction of an argument essay for an English class? The key is to first select the femvertisement that you want to write on. And then that will lead you naturally to how you are going to construct your thesis statement. A good, tightly constructed thesis statement will allow you to find and use good evidence from the ad itself, but also from the articles that we read, which you will be quoting from directly. So I want to look at the ad that is off limits, which is the This Girl Can ad sponsored by Sport England. And a lot of you had a lot of great things to say about this ad. So I'm back in your discussion looking at this. And we have here some things that we can talk about right away, which, as many of you mentioned, was the idea that not only do we see a very large representation of female body types, races, ethnicities, we see disability represented here, we see ageism. We also have this thing, which is called an entendre. And one of the things this ad uses quite a bit of are what are called entendres. They are phrases that mean more than one thing, or they are phrases that turn a cliche on its head. So the original version of this saying was, I think, therefore I am. That means I know I exist because I am a thinking person and not just a brain in a jar. Take Philosophy 101 to learn more about that. They've turned this on its head by saying I jiggle, therefore I am, which is also true. Bodies move. Jiggling is just another verb form for moving. All bodies move. If your body parts didn't move, you would be a skeleton. So having an in for how to talk about specific aspects of your ad, find something visually stimulating to you, find something that catches your attention. It has to be more, though, than just, this ad sucks, or, my other favorite, this ad is awesome. Neither of those statements tell me, your teacher, your audience, anything about you and what you think about the particular ad. What you have to focus on for how to construct your essay is developing a thesis statement that answers the question in the prompt. So after you pick the femvertisement that compels you, that is the most interesting to you, that is not hashtag this girl can, you then are going to go pro telling me why you are thinking this ad is awesome. And certainly as you are writing this out in rough draft form, you can say things like, this ad is awesome. The main thing I want to move you from is from that this ad is awesome to why. Why is this ad awesome? And that answer has to come in the form of it telling a good story that is a real female story, okay, and that it uses the rhetorical appeals well. All of them, or at least two of them, well. And you are going to define the specific pathos appeals for me. If you hate the ad, if you think the ad stinks, if it's so obviously just blatantly trying to sell me a product, trying to sell you, the viewer, a product, and doesn't seem to really care about women, then that is a good in as well. What is it about the ad that stands out to you that stinks the most? Probably it's the abuse of pathos. I, for example, cannot watch that Sarah McLachlan Poor Dog ad. I think it abuses emotional appeals, the appeal to fear, the appeal to nurture in such a way that it actually turns the viewer off. That is just my opinion. So most likely you are disgusted by the ad for some reason. And again, just like above, you can begin with being disgusted, but your thesis statement has to be based on a bold, decisive statement that will, just like in the zombie apocalypse video, will show your reader that you have an opinion which you will later in the paper support. And that then takes you to your body paragraphs. And your body paragraphs for this essay can very nicely be organized around the appeals. You could have a body paragraph that discusses the ethos, or if you're shredding the ad, the lack of ethos in your particular ad. You can have a body paragraph on one of the pathos appeals, the emotional appeals present in your ad, and a third body paragraph on the second emotional appeal. You can talk about how abused these emotional appeals are in the terrible ad and that they are overused. They are not appropriate. They are exploitive. Lastly, you can discuss the logos of your ad if it's a positive ad. And if you're shredding the ad, you probably want to spend some time talking about the lack of logos, that your ad doesn't make any sense, which is something that Feynman and Greenfield and Badajour and Iqbal discuss in their articles as well. Each body paragraph should have a direct quote from one of the articles. Each body paragraph should have detailed discussion of your ad so that you're not just presenting the ad. You're not just saying, for example, to go back to our previous "This Girl Can" ad, we are not just saying skip ahead here. We are not just saying these girls are playing soccer. And this girl over here says, I kick balls, deal with it. That is commentary. I can watch the ad and figure that out for myself. Instead, talk about things like different body types, different races being represented, different camera angles. There's a lot of orange and a lot of yellow in this ad. Those are happy colors. Yellow is a very positive color for the most part, except when it's cowardice. And orange is a hungry color. These girls are hungry for change. They're hungry for activity. And therefore a healthier lifestyle, which is what Sport England is trying to promote. So hopefully this will help you get started with the construction of your essay. I always think it's a really good idea to have several versions of drafts before you submit one to your professor as a draft. What you want to do is you want to get all of your ideas out in sort of a free-form format, and then you go through and you start organizing. Don't put the cart before the horse. The first thing you must have is a femvertisement. The second thing you must have is an opinion, a thesis about that femvertisement. Good luck.